Hi everyone, thank you so much for being here. Today's video is going to be on this makeup look that I'm wearing right now. It's very simple, but it has a pop of color, so it makes it look a little bit more dressed up than what it actually is. There's hardly anything on the eyes. The skin is just super glowy. I focused a lot on the skin to make it really full coverage and just look really flawless. And then of course this pop of color right here, which is one of my favorite lipsticks at the current moment. If you guys are interested on how I got this look, then go ahead and keep on watching. And while you guys do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and join my YouTube family. And like I said, let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to moisturize my face by using the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Face Moisturizer. This is one of my favorite moisturizers. If you guys have really dry skin, I would highly recommend this. It's just very cooling on the skin and it's just a very thin consistency, but I can definitely tell it really gets deep down into my skin. For primer, I'm also using a First Aid Beauty product, and it's one of my favorite primers. It's the Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. And I'm just going to take a little tiny bit of this because a little does go a long way. And I'm going to just dab it right here in my cheek and nose area and just kind of rub that in. For foundation, I'm going to mix two of my favorite ones. I'm going to use the Este Lauder Double Wear Foundation, and this is in the color 3N1. It's a little too tan for me, so I do mix it in with a little bit of paler foundation. And this is the Urban Decay All Nighter, and it's in the color 3.5. So I'm going to take just about a pump of this one. And then I'm just going to dab on a little bit of the Double Wear one, just because that's the tanner shade. I'm going to use my Sigma F80 to blend that in. And I'm also going to use my Beauty Blender just to dab that in there and really make sure that the foundation seeps into my skin. For concealer, I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and this is in the color Fair Neutral. And to blend that in, I'm of course using my Beauty Blender. On an everyday basis, I don't really focus on cream contouring just because I don't have time for it, but because I'm getting ready today in front of the camera and filming this, and I really am focusing on a whole bronze look and just like my skin looking flawless, I am going to cream contour. So I use two different products, and for my nose, I like to use the Kat Von D Shade and Light Cream Contouring Palette, and then I use this brush. It's the Morphe E47. It's just a really thin slanted brush, so you can really get into the lines right here on your nose on the sides. So what I usually do is just take this palette, go in with the middle shade, and just kind of dab in there. And then I'll go on the sides of my nose. And then using the same brush and whatever's left over, I just kind of drag it up and down until it's all blended out. Once it's most of the way blended out, I just use whatever is left over on that Beauty Blender that we used to blend in the concealer. I just kind of dab it in there all around to blend it in a little bit more. And so after the nose is done, the other product that I use for the rest of my face is the Hoola Quickie Contouring Stick. I like this one better than the Shade and Light palette from Kat Von D for my actual face because I feel like it's more creamy and it blends out a lot easier to where you're not tugging any foundation, any patchiness, anything like that around the face, whereas I feel like sometimes with this palette you can get some patchiness just because it's very hard to blend in so your foundation's moving around. With this MAC 130 brush, I'm just going to kind of spin it around and blend in that contour. So now that that is all blended out and done, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia contouring palette. You guys know this is one of my favorite ones. I use it in every single video, whether it's to bronze and contour or whether it's to highlight my under eyes. I use these two lightest shades right here just to set my under eyes. Obviously, I'm running very low on this, and I'm using my Morphe Y11 brush because it's just a very pointed brush. Any pointed brush will work. I just think it does a really good job getting underneath the eyes and packing it in. And sometimes I feel like some setting powders will make my under eyes crease a little bit more, but with this compact powder, I feel like it really does a good job at setting the under eyes without it getting wrinkly or creased or anything like that. To help bronze up my cheekbones before I go in with contouring, I'm going to use the number 7 bronzer in the color Caramel. I personally think this is a dupe to the Hoola bronzer. To actually chisel out those cheekbones, I'm going to use these 2 shades right here in that Anastasia contouring palette that I was just telling you guys about. And now going back into those lighter shades, I'm just going to kind of carve out right here underneath that contouring. For blush, I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Pearlescent Pink, and the brush that I'm using to apply that is the Sigma Large Angled Contouring E40, F40. I learned in my last video is using a cream highlighter first as a base and then going in with the powder highlighter just to make it a little bit more pigmented. So I'm using my First Aid Beauty Mango Butter Multi-Stick in the color Champagne. And so I just take it on this flat little kabuki brush. It's like a powder kabuki. It's my Morphe E8, so I'm taking a little bit just on this brush, and then I'm going to dab it onto my cheekbones. And this is a really, really nice highlight by itself because it really melts into the skin and makes it look natural as if the glow is coming from within. But I like to put a powder highlight on top of it just to give it a little bit brighter of a highlight. But if you guys are looking for a little more natural of a highlight, I think this is a great, great option. So now right on top of that cream highlight, I'm going to use my Dose of Colors Katy X Desi collection in the color Fuego. This is their highlighter that they came out with. And I'm just going to apply that on top. Fake. Whereas this just really makes it look like it's within the skin and it's coming within you. For my eyebrows, I'm going to use Precisely My Brow by Benefit and just brush these little puppies up. And this one is in the color 3 if you guys are wondering. Moving on to the eyes, I'm not really going to focus a lot on the eyes, so I'm going to do something very, very simple. This look is mostly focused on the lips and the eyelashes. I'm going to start off by using the color Golden Ochre. To apply that, I'm using my Morphe R37. I'm just going to use that as a transition shade. Deepen up that crease a little tiny bit more. I'm going to use the color Burnt Orange. Still taking that same brush. Over my lid, I'm going to use the color Tempera, and the brush that I'm using is my Sigma Large Shader E60 brush. So I'm just going to pack that on all over my lid. Nothing special, nothing too dramatic. For my inner corner highlight and my brow bone highlight, I'm going to use the color Vermeer. I'm going to coat my lashes with the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara, and then for actual lashes, I'm going to use our Ardell Studio Effects Demi Wispy Lashes, which are these ones right here. And then I'm going to apply my lip color, but after I get done with these, I will be right back. That took entirely too long, and that is why I do it off camera. I think it legitimately took me 25 minutes to put my lashes on. Like, I don't know anyone that struggles that hard to put them on, but I try. I'm just going to set my face using the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 RX spray. It's a primer and a setting spray all in one. And while I'm waiting for all of that to set, I'm going to use my Dose of Colors Hot Fire lipstick, and this is from the Desi X Katy collection as well. So So this is a finished look that I came up with. It was very, very simple to do. As you guys could see, there wasn't anything intricate with the eyes, anything complicated. It was just as simple as could be with the red lip. So I do hope that you guys enjoyed this look, and if there's anything else you guys want to see, you know I'd love to hear your suggestions down below. I say that in every single video, but seriously guys, I need suggestions on what you guys want to see. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!